there's a cliche that I'm sure almost all of us have heard out there, and people hear it. Content's king, right? Anybody hear that? Anybody hear content's king?
All the
I've
time.
heard that a couple of times.
I heard it a couple times, right? And it is true. But it's truer now than it ever was, and that's because of how Google has evolved over time. Now, again, those of us on this panel, many of us have been marketing online for 10 or 15 years already, believe it or not. And there was a time when there were little tricks you could play. There were things you could do to optimize, to show up on page one. There were things called keyword stuffing, and there were things like black hat strategies. And we used to be able to get away with that. But Google, in its infinite wisdom and billions of dollars of R&D, is always moving ahead and always penalizing. And they penalize you with what's called the Google slap, okay? In our circle, what that means is if you practice these things, you might get away with it for a little while, and you might show up on page one for a little while, but then Google's going to take you down a few notches or 120 pages, whatever the case is going to be, and you're not going to be on page one for long if you don't do what Google wants you to do. If you do what Google wants to do, they're going to reward you. You see, Google wants your great content because they're in the business of finding great content for people that do searches. Google is number one, and the reason people use them is because they're great at it. They know that when somebody is looking for something, they've got this uncanny knack for delivering great results on page one. And that's what they want to do. And if you are delivering great content, awesome content, fresh content, relevant content, they're going to reward you for that.